YouTube is running a giant investigation into your content, meaning it is a detective trying to figure out these clues, trying to figure out who is your video for. But unlike humans, YouTube doesn't guess, it tests. So every time you post a video, it's trying to figure it out, figure out who are you posting for. In this video, I'm going to share this incredible metaphor about why YouTube is a detective. Your video, your branding, your entire YouTube channel are the clues, and how you can help it figure it out, solve the puzzle so it can start putting your videos in front of the people that need to be watching it. You're doing this in many different ways. Your title is telling the story of what it is that your video is about. Your thumbnail sets the expectation. Your description, tags, SEO, all that fun stuff lays the foundation, and then your video content really delivers on the quality that you're producing. But if you cannot figure out how to combine all of those together to create this package of clues for YouTube, it is never going to discover how to show your videos to the people that actually should be watching it. And by the way, once all the clues line up, YouTube runs with it. But if it doesn't, it'll stall your channel, it'll shelf your videos until you start helping it. And here's one of the best parts. Even the content you've already put all this hard work and effort into, whether it was months ago or years ago, you can start applying everything I'm talking about here into those videos and revive your content, revive your channel. This isn't just for your new videos moving forward. This can also be applied to all the content you've already put a ton of work into. And once you start leaving all those clues, YouTube will finally figure out your channel and start delivering it to the audience that you are waiting for. Let's jump into the clues that I am talking about. The first one, say what it is right away. Say what you're talking about right away. In your title, in your thumbnail, make it as easy to understand as possible. I know there's a huge jump right now in folks wanting to create content that has a curiosity gap, a mystery box, this tension around it, and that is fine, okay? I totally understand it and I know how it works. It's phenomenal. But you don't have to do that with every single video. You don't have to make every single video a total mystery for not only your viewer, but also for YouTube. It's okay to really lay out the foundation of what it is you're talking about, okay? You can use the titles and keywords within your niche and put them in the thumbnail, put them in the title. And by the way, I'm working on a video that's gonna be coming up very soon on titles, description, SEO, tags, all this fun stuff that you can start implementing into your content to make the process easier. So be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications because that video is coming very soon. Number two, your description. I see so many people completely skip the description, and occasionally they'll just say, please subscribe for future videos. Write out a description, make it human-based, and also make it kind of algorithm-based too for YouTube to find. Really write out what your video is about. Do a very short form, long form, whatever it takes. Explain what is happening in the video. Make it very easy to find. A lot of people, once again, forget that YouTube is a search engine. People use YouTube for a search engine purpose. So to do that, you have to feed it the clues, write it out in your description. Once you start building up your audience, people will ask you to share more about yourself, and you can do that in different ways as well. But for now, stick to the topic, stick to one topic. Don't intermix it with a bunch of different conflicting things. That is going to really muddy the waters and again, confuse YouTube. And you don't want to confuse YouTube. You want to make it easy. You want to leave those clues. Think of YouTube like Batman in your current content strategy, kind of like the Riddler, right? The Riddler is always leaving this really ominous, strange, bizarre riddles that are very, very complicated, and it takes Batman a long time to figure it out. Your YouTube strategy might be like that, okay? You might be like, this next video, I'm going to talk about gardening. But before I do that, can you riddle me this? And then you put a very strange, ominous title and a thumbnail that is like of a skipping frog, and then you start talking not even about gardening, you start sharing a childhood experience about something, and then YouTube or Batman is like, what are you even talking about? I don't know what you're trying to do. That was my best Batman impression. But anyway, stop being like the Riddler, okay? And help Batman, help YouTube figure you out. Number three, stick to one case per video, meaning stick to one topic per video. If you are talking about gardening, stick to that topic. Don't intermix it with a bunch of other topics within that video. There's nothing wrong with talking about your personal self or your personal story, but at the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna sound really harsh. If you are a new YouTuber or you have a smaller channel, People don't really care about you yet. You don't need to jump into your backstory. If you're sharing some kind of educational content or informational, whatever it is, get to the point and really talk about it. You don't need to go into a tangent about your personal life. So why does YouTube struggle to solve you? Think about it this way. Every single video you post must have some kind of connection within the niche, the formatting, the content you are talking about. If every video you post feels like a different person made it, or is a completely different concept, or is a completely different format, for example, one video is a podcast setting, the next video is a vlog setting, and the video after that is a more serious inspirational piece, and then you're doing some comedic bits, and within that realm, not only are you talking about different things, different concepts, different tone, different language to a different audience, you are just muddying your entire YouTube channel. And when you do that, things get really, really tricky. One of the biggest ways that you can fail in your content strategy is by mixing in every single thing all into one. One of my favorite metaphors is taking 5 pounds of information and trying to put it in a 1 pound bucket. What's gonna end up happening is you're gonna try to stuff too much content into one video or one channel or one format, and it's going to make it very difficult for you and for the detective that is YouTube. Number 4, be repetitive. Say what you're saying and say it over and over again inside the video. Many people forget that YouTube is listening, meaning your captions, even if they're auto-generated and sometimes even if they're not, YouTube is listening. It's listening to the things that you're saying, your voice, it really matters. So if you're talking about, for example, mental health or anxiety, you want to mention the word anxiety many, many, many times. You want to talk about mental health many, many, many times because YouTube is listening and it's going to figure those clues out about what you're talking about. So if your video is about a certain topic, let's say it's about computers, and you spend the entire video talking about video games and never once mention the word computer, even though it's in your title, it's in your description, it's in your thumbnail, that's gonna really confuse it. You have to combine all these clues collectively. Lastly, deliver what you promised on. If your title and thumbnail and description are about a certain topic, stay to that topic. If your title and thumbnail suggest that you're going to talk about how to grow a YouTube channel from 0 to 1,000 subscribers, but in the first 5 minutes you're talking about your coffee habits and why your toddler kept you up for the last 5 hours, and you don't even jump to the topic at hand for the first 5 minutes, your viewer is going to click away, and the next viewer is also going to click away, and the more viewers that click away, YouTube is going to shelf your video because you have not given it enough clues or you've given it the wrong clues. And when you do that, it really confuses the algorithm. If you're talking about gardening, don't spend the first 5 minutes talking about your childhood. If you're going to talk about a certain video game, don't spend the first 5 minutes talking about why you love a certain board game. Really get to the topic, because in the beginning, like I said, people don't really care about your personal life. They will eventually once you build up that audience. In the beginning, they want you to just tell them what you know and share that wisdom with them and get straight to the point, because you are competing with so much other content and YouTube wants to make it easy for you to get it in front of the right people. Here's a bonus tip. If you have content that you produced over the last 6 months to a year or even more than that, where it's phenomenal content, you really jump into some important concepts, but you have spent the first several minutes talking about a topic that's completely different than what you promised in your title, thumbnail, description, you can use the YouTube editor, which is a fantastic tool to cut out that opening sequence where you're talking about stuff not related to the video. It's a very easy tool to use. Please utilize this because YouTube made this readily available for you to help you cut out the noise, trim off the fat, and just really get to the point. And revisit the content you spend a ton of time creating to implement these clues into that content as well to help YouTube find your videos. You don't need to manipulate the algorithm, okay? You just need to make it easy for it to find you and find your audience. And it does not have to be complicated, but the unfortunate thing is people tend to overcomplicate it, because YouTube is not trying to secretly hide your content. It wants you to succeed. It wants you to show up to the right audience, because remember, YouTube is a business, and for the business to grow, it wants you to produce content that's in front of the right audience, so that audience stays on the platform, watches your video, and then the next one, and the next one, and starts falling in love with your content. But in order to do that, you have to start laying these clues out. So I want you to start taking all these clues and implementing it in your future content and going back to your previous content and start changing out your thumbnails, your description, your titles, which I will cover in depth in future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, Your messy ideas matter, and I'm beyond grateful to help you in this journey on your YouTube growth journey from point A to point B, helping you get to exactly where you were always meant to be. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.